Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about Truth Social and the possibility that Trump is actually breaking the rules that govern securities and sales of newly issuing instruments like Truth Social, which he's taken public, and he might potentially see himself on the other side of a shareholders derivative suit. Okay, everybody knows the stock in one sense is crap. It's got had very little value in revenue, that is to say, last year. And what is it? What is the overall value? It has, since it issued, been absolutely tanking, like a rocket falling to earth. It is the most expensive stock in the country to sell short. That is, if you want to make a bet that it's going to fail, so you put up some money and you find somebody, you make a side bet and you say, I'll bet you $10 that this stock goes under 30 or whatever it is. You can't, you got to pay a lot to make that bet because you can't find people who want to make that bet because everybody sees it as falling and falling fast. And it really has. It's lost, a very big percentage of its value. Though on paper, that still leaves Trump's, some billion to $2 billion richer, but, check back in a half hour. The thing about the shareholder, well, actually, one other point. This is a very odd feature of valuation of stocks, but as certain people have pointed out, what gives this stock potential value at all? And it's pretty much just the possibility that Trump win the election. Either people who want to put down like big money on it and just for a way of having influence, because he's now in financial extremis, and this is saving him a bit. Of course, as everyone knows, Trump has no gratitude or memory and will be only more likely to bite the hand that feeds him. Or just, if he becomes president, I guess the platform that he uses to give his thoughts, as was the case with Twitter, has some value. But it's a very strange kind of bet or valuation. In any event, though, more to the point, it has basically no relation to the boasting that Trump continues to serve up in the market, where he's saying, just to quote him, how great it's doing. Doing all these. It's now lost $43 a share, but he's saying it's just doing fantastic. He's saying that in the marketplace, or on the Truth Social account. But rules are pretty. Think about this in the context of like a broker or the owner of a company. If you make, it doesn't even have to be lies, but you make deceptive statements that are designed to pump up the value of a stock, that's a serious securities violation. I mean, Enron and other companies, by hiding material facts from the marketplace, the rules really change once you have a public offering, as they did here, to raise money. So you cannot deceive, consumers in the marketplace, for instance, by saying how great we're doing when you're not, and be deceptive. It's a little bit. You can imagine a defense like Sidney Powell's of, well, nobody could possibly believe me. It's Donald Trump. But there will be guaranteed lawsuits. There will have been guaranteed lawyers or people who have bought shares of Truth Social in order to have standing to sue him. And when you sue, it can be on behalf of all shareholders if courts permit it. It's a complicated area, but basically you can say in a private lawsuit that you manipulated and deceived, and the SEC itself brings, and they're very serious lawsuits that can result in all kinds of penalties, including essentially suspension from the marketplace if you are using manipulative and deceptive practices to pump up the volume of the stock. And what else would you call, or you certainly could call, I'll make the easier submission here, what Trump is doing and saying. It's just his normal reflex, gets up, lies and lies all day, but saying, oh, we're doing great when they're not, that certainly seems to conform to the textbook definition of manipulative and deceptive practices to get, to pump up the value of a stock. So look for him sometime. The plaintiff suits will probably start pretty soon, and he'll have them on his hands. And look for him sometime to actually potentially face even SEC action. So there's a world in which this phony baloney offering not only doesn't at the end of the day give him extra money, but actually costs him. Of course, the short term was to make the bond, which he's now made. But Trump, being Trump, he's gone, he's dived right in to SEC manipulative and deceptive practices territory, and I think there will be shareholders and possibly, government could just say it's just puffery, whatever, but maybe not. He certainly hasn't heard the last of challenges based on his lies about how well the stock is doing. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.